Hello everyone, we are going to lecture 13. We will talk about conditionals and iteration in this lecture. Still in week 5, in module 5, the second lecture. So we will talk about control statement and iteration. In lecture 13, we will talk about more basic on the concept about the programming. So we will first thing introduce you what are comparison operations. Then we will talk about some control statement. Then we talk about iteration. So the first thing, let's talk about comparison and booleans. Before we talk about comparison, the first thing you need to know what are comparison operator. So when we say the results of a comparison expression, there will be a bool value. So the bool value in programming actually came from boolean. That means your result is either true or false. So that's what we call comparison, right? So kind of just in the human language, when we say the comparison, we want to see, am I older than you? Am I so your room size is bigger than mine. So when you do the comparison, that means you compare to, mostly it's the value. So that's why we can compare. So that's why earlier, like we said, when you do the compare, you use sometimes greater than or greater equal to, or sometimes you have less than. And a lot of time we do is not equal or equal. So you can see here, I show you some comparison operator. Okay, so they have equal, equal. So when you see the equal, equal actually mean they are comparing the left side value equal to the right side value. So when you see the exclamation mark with the equal sign, they are compared the left value, or we say the left operand, not equal to the right operand. So that's the comparison. I know the equal sign actually kind of a little different when we talk about the algebra, because we talk about the equal sign. The equal sign we talked about before is we are doing the assignment. In programming, equal sign actually we say that's the assignment operator. You are assigned the value from the right side to the left side. So here you see that's the assignment statement. We assign 2 equal to x. That means for the x, the name of the x variable contain the value 2. Or you see y equal to 3. So when you only see y equal sign, that's assignment operator. So when you see 2 equal sign at show at the same time next to each other, that's one of the comparison operator. That means equals. Are they equal to? The value on both the left side and right side, are they equal to each other? If they are equal, yeah, that's true. But in this case, we just say, for example, x equal to 2, y equal to 3. That means you are compared 2 equal to 3 or not. Yeah, it's not. So they will return you false. So here, when you have the exclamation mark and equal sign, that's the same thing. They compare the left side not equal to the right side. But in this case, since x equal to 2, 2 actually is equal to the 2. So that's why if they say not equal, that's false. Then the greater than, less than, you can understand that. But here sometimes, actually, especially in Python, we allowed the combined, more complicated comparison statement expression. So you can see here, we check, is x greater than 2? This one actually is x between 2 and 5 or not. So then here you see 2, actually x not greater than 2, x equal to 2. So that's why we will return false. Before we do some demonstration, let's talk about the aggregating comparison. So summing an array or list of a bool value will count the true values only. So when we talk about true and false, in Python, basically true means 1, false means 0. So if you have an array, you see here we put the array in the square bracket, right? So true, false, true, that's the same thing like 1, 0, 1. So you can pass an array to the sum function. So then they just accumulate all the value there. So then we can compare, are they equal to true or not? So on the other hand, earlier when we talked about the comparison operator, actually we can just work on an array. So when you want to compare an array, then they will compare actually each value of that. So at the end, the result, we can using the sum to check are they how many true in there. Yeah, we need to see the example, then you have better understanding. So we see on Jupyter Notebook. The first thing that include all our library. Right, so you can see, you can just compare the immediate value. So 3 greater than 1, true or false? True. Okay, so you see Python, when they give you the true, they also capitalize the T and false F. Okay, so then if you want to see here, whenever you have an expression, you will return a true or false. So that will be the bool type. Okay, so the type is bool. If you just say true, okay, so they return true. But one thing is, like we say, it needs to be capitalized. Otherwise, Python don't understand what that means. Okay, true has to be capitalized. So be careful about your equal sign and equal sign. Only have one equal, that's assignment operator. So when you want to assign 3 to 3, you feel like, oh, they are the same, right? No, in Python, in programming language, when you have equal sign, you intended to assign the value from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. The left-hand side cannot be an immediate value. In Python, they need to be a NaN because we need to have a memory to save the value. So that's why here they will give you an arrow because you cannot assign a value to a literal value. Okay, so that's why here they say, maybe, did you mean you want to compare then? Yeah, if you want to do the equal sign, then that's correct because you try to compare them. But one thing is, be careful. Whenever you use the one equal sign in Python, the left-hand side needs to be a NaN, or be a variable they can assign to. So then we can do the non-equal comparison. Okay, so one thing here, if, for example, let me add one more. Okay, so here, if you want to compare x equal to 2 or not, so be careful. You see, x we didn't define yet, so that's why they cannot compare either, because they told you the NaN x is not defined. So that's assign x equal to 14, y equal to 3. So then, of course, you can continue to do the comparison. Since 14 not greater than 15, so return false. So 14 greater than 12, that's true. 14 less than 20, that's true. 14 between 12 and 20, that's true. When you do the comparison, you also can do the expression comparison. So x minus y, earlier our x equal to 14, y equal to 3. So 14 minus 3 is 11. They are in between. So that's okay. So then you can either do this way. Okay. So actually, you can use in the AND operator. Okay. So the comparison, they say x greater than 13 and y equal to less than pi. So when you have the AND or OR operator with two comparison expression, they compare the left side first. So you can see x greater than 13, that's true. Then y less than 3.1415. You need to be both are true from the end. So then the result will be true. Okay, so that's just the comparison example we show you. Okay, so one thing is, like earlier we said, you can compare just one expression or direct NaN with that. The NaN can be just a value there. But also we can have the comparison with an array. So that's create one array. We make a pet array. Okay, so that's displayed So that's you have the pets, right? So you have the pets have all different pets type. Pets is an array. You can use an array to do the comparison equals as well. So when you compare an array equal to the cats, they use the each element from the array to do the comparison. So you can understand after the comparison, they will return an array as well. You see each one, yeah, cat, true, false, false. So that's the array comparison. Just like earlier we say, right, true is 1, false is 0. So when you try to sum of that, okay, so then here actually you can either do this way or we just make this array. We try to find the sum. Okay, so then because we have 3 cats, that's 3 true. That's why here if we just direct to x, compare pets equal to dog or not, we do the sum. Okay, also sorry, here's dog. Let's do cat first. So you can see they are the same. Okay, so that's why you can do like this, just right away to compare. They told you, right, we have 3 cats. So of course, yeah, we have how many dogs earlier? Okay, we have 2 dogs. Okay, so they have other way to do that. You can do like either this way, that's the same thing. But we can just direct to use the sum. So that's a comparison for the array, right? So that's why let's continue to talk about that. We also, since we can compare array, we can compare the row or column from the tables, right? So we quickly show you, again, we go to the survey table. Okay, so we just want to see the last column is the person for each student. Okay, so one thing is you can see if we want to find how many students have at least one person, so you can do the survey where person, then right, you can give it a function above 0, so they give you the row number. But since we know the array comparison now, we can do what? We can just get survey columns. Okay, so then we do the greater than 0. Okay, be careful, this one just true and false. So if they are greater than 0, they give you true. So then if we make the sum, yeah, so that's total have 676 students have at least one person. Good? Yeah, so each column is an array. So that's why you can also compare using the comparison on the column. But also let's talk about the row. Okay. We talk about we can use the apply function to apply function to a column. So can we do also the row? Okay, yes, you can do that. Just be careful. A row of a table has item can be aggregated. Okay, so for example, we just get the row R. We're using the first row in a table. Okay, but this row, this R actually is what? Be careful, this row usually is not the array, it's a list. Okay, but anyway, we can still find the item from that. However, if that list have all the data type is the same, they can do the arithmetic calculation. Then you can apply the sum of minima or maxima function at that. Okay, so for example, like this. Yeah, so T apply, so F is the function. So then when your table apply a function, they will create an array for the result. Okay, so for example, you see just passing the sum. So they will return the sum of each row and result in an array. So we quickly see the example. You see we can apply the 0 row, right? So that's why you can see the 0 row. They give you an kind of list because you see all the column value. They give you the column name and the value in that cell. Okay, so then after you have the R, you can do the item 0 to get the first item from the list. Okay, or you can do the item years. And we also can do thing is we can have the survey. Okay, so this one you got the select, so that's why you got the first the 1, 2, 3 columns on that. Okay, so then from here you can get the row. Okay, we display